like the Diddy, the parties. Not got invited to those. He was in Cali going to a couple parties with Meek, right? And Meek told
Hey, what's up, y'all? Y'all know my slogan. I don't know it all, but I know what I've been through. Now, before we get into this video, please make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're able to be a little more explicit, a little more uncensored, and share content freely without running the risk of having our channel terminated. So, once again, make sure you head on down to Instagram and follow us on our official Instagram page at Hookah Anonymous _. We're almost at 100,000 subscribers. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. Now let's get into what you guys came here to see. Now, it's looking like this may be the end of the never-ending saga between Meek Mill and DJ Akademiks, as Meek pledged to block DJ Akademiks on Twitter, and that's just what he did. As y'all know by now, Meek and Akademiks kinda always been at odds, but it re-sparked after DJ Akademiks would react to the allegations that a former Bad Boy producer, Rodney Jones, made during a lawsuit against Diddy. Rodney Jones never said any names specifically, but in the lawsuit he claims that Diddy has had intimate encounters with a rapper that has dated Nicki Minaj and is from Philadelphia. Now he states in the lawsuit that he has knowledge of that because Diddy himself told him. Now once again, Meek Mill's name was never involved in the lawsuit, it was just that description. But it's pretty much common sense who they're talking about because there's only one rapper that dated Nicki Minaj and is from Philly. So of course, Ak being the troll that he is, plus already having previous tension with Meek, he would react to the news like he does on live all the time with his supporters, and he spoke on the situation on his platform. Meek caught wind of the live and would start tweeting about DJ Akademiks, and it's been up ever since. Now, most people when it first happened was confused as to why Meek reacted to Akademiks before reacting to the person that actually made the accusation himself. Bloggers are always going to do what they do because at the end of the day, it's all content. So instead of targeting Akademiks first, why not target Rodney Jones? For whatever reason, Meek still hasn't did it, but since they're back and forth on Twitter, Akademiks have made strong allegations stating that Meek Mill have been blackballing Philly artists behind the scenes for the longest, and he decided that he's going to give a platform to the main Philly artist that has had falling outs with Meek Mill, and that he did. DJ Akademiks will interview Poundside Pop, Dean, who was a former Dream Chase member, and his latest interview was with Quilly Millz. Now let's be real here. We know that Akademiks is trolling, despite him acting like he's trying to give these guys a platform to showcase their music. Even if he is, he's playing chess, and while he's trolling Meek, he's also looking like he's helping these artists get a wider reach by using his platform and his audience, but also killing two birds on one stone by having them expose Meek and speak ill will on his name. Now some may think Ak is a hero for providing the opportunity, while others say that Ak is just using these guys as pawns to cause destruction within the city, and they don't even know it. Now both theories may be true to an extent, but like I stated in the first video we did covering this, it's clear as day that Ak is using these guys to his advantage, but if they're smart enough to drop music and execute while the spotlight is on them, then they could also use this opportunity to their advantage. So it'll be a win-win situation if they play it right. Now Poundside Pop haven't really dropped any music, but I seen a post where he stated that he would be dropping new music in April. Now honestly speaking, I think April is way too late because for one, the attention span of people these days are very, very low. So if you're not dropping while you got the spotlight, it's a very slim chance that anybody will wait until April to check for your music. You have to seize the moment and take advantage. But I do think it's a label conflict with him and Epic, in which we know that when you're signed, you can't just drop whenever you want to because it's a process, so I guess he's really totally not to blame. Now Quilly played it smart. He went up there and promoted his music and future projects, even though he still did his fair share of trolling, and Dean also played it smart by plugging in his own artists during his interview as well. However, let's get into what Meek had to say reacting to Quilly's interview with DJ Akademiks and the last tweets before he decided to block Ak. Now Ak will have a few trolling tweets himself afterwards, but Meek will start off addressing Quilly Millz by responding to his interview with Akademiks, as he would say, quote, "It's many groups in Philly hating on me now, we hate them. F them, we ain't got no fear, LOL. That's why they on the net crying about me, going to the studio 10,000 nights straight. These type are parasites, N-words." Then he retweeted an old pic during his video shoot in Philly, I believe in 2015, where you could see Quilly around in the background. Then he would tweet saying, quote, "In the jungle with about 7 M's, my name Comfy. They only could be on this block because it's a video shoot, LOL. This was 2015, me stomping in the ghetto, skinny N-word, LOL. Quilly will respond by reposting a picture of him and a mutual associate by the name of Tiffy, who runs with Meek Mill and Dream Chasers as well. He's currently incarcerated, so free Tiffy. He will repost a picture on his IG story and caption it, saying, quote, "This when you was working for me, when your shirt looked like you spilled peanut butter and jelly on it. Am I lying?" Then he will also take it to Twitter and tweet saying, quote, "Like I said, your man Tiffy was doing security for me this night. His shirt looked like he a mechanic. Look at his hoodie. Cups." Now Tiffy will respond himself by reposting a picture of him and Quilly and caption it saying, quote, "My chain bigger than his head. How I'm working for him, LOL. Quilly will also tweet in response to Meek and call him out for mentioning Ramadan a few times throughout his tweets, as Quilly would say, quote, "And stop talking about Ramadan and Islam at Meek Mill. You got a Native American Dream Chaser chain, the Star of David chain, a Buddha pendant, an Islamic piece next to Jesus' face and a bust down cross. Cool out, Nas." Laughing emoji. Now that was actually funny and he kind of got a point. Now Quilly isn't the only one that feel like Meek had just been using Ramadan as a scapegoat to speak against others, because 2 social media users will comment on the Akademiks comments and say, quote, "But Meek was just talking about killing Poundside and his whole family during Ramadan. This dude is a clown," laughing emoji. Then another user would say, quote, "I don't like how Meek is using Ramadan as clickbait when during our first week he was choosing violence, dissing PSP, their mom, spinning through blocks, etc. Y'all remember we seen it. Act like y'all know. How y'all say it streetwise, pick a side, right? You can't be on street stuff promoting violence, then want to claim you stopping hood beefs. Make it make sense. Y'all see it." Now aside from Meek and Quilly's back and forth, Meek didn't respond much to Quilly, but he would tweet his last thoughts about Akademiks before he blocked him. Meek would say, quote, "Geek never even paid respect to Fat, just pawning Philly N-words like y'all slow. These are Muslims overriding Ramadan for an interview. They not to be trusted as men. Most my city against these goofs." Akademiks will respond by saying, quote, "Rap about gun violence to increase gun violence in the inner cities by 400%, then pledge a measly 10% of your earnings from said rapping to combat the same violence your music just promoted. Wow, this guy is a saint." Ak will also go on to say, quote, "Meek Mill think he could be an activist in the daytime and villain at night. N-word must think Philly is Gotham City." Now Meek will respond by saying, quote, "I'm from the streets, but I'm an activist for the street, and I don't negotiate with terrorists, LOL. Y'all didn't think this was possible, now y'all mad I can make it out, have the same attitude and be an activist. It's babies in Gaza starving today, shut the F up, geek." Then he will also go on to respond by tweeting, quote, "I'ma show y'all how you hurt computer geeks. Just the block button. I'm still shooting a vid in front of your house. I'm still coming. I only want to hear from you in person, LOL." Then he finally did it, y'all. He showed a picture of him blocking Akademiks and he would caption it saying, quote, "Okay, it's over, y'all. I wanted to see how many days I can make a bad geek lose sleep, LOL. I blocked him." Now honestly, I don't even know why he tweeted that. He should have just did it, but anyway, Akademiks of course had a response to it, as he would tweet saying, quote, "No way Meek Mill blocked me. I out-tweeted Mr. Twitter Fingers himself." Now Quilly will also take the time to respond to that, and he would say, quote, "He gonna block me next, then move to Ghana," laughing emoji. Now, if you ask me, Meek should have blocked Akademiks a long time ago, but due to both of their pride and ego as men, I think that's what fueled the whole back and forth between the two that lasted pretty much for 3 whole weeks. Can you imagine going back and forth on social media for almost a month? You know, it's crazy on both ends, but more on Meek's end, because to Akademiks, it's just content. Now, Quilly says that he had an inside source that hung around Meek that told him whenever Meek would go to Diddy's parties, he along with other Dream Chaser members were told that they couldn't go. Now, once again, we also got to remember to take these things with a grain of salt, because we don't know how true it is, and we do know that Meek and Quilly haven't seen eye to eye in years. So could it be true? Maybe. Or could it be Quilly knowing he's on a big platform, and whether it's true or not, people are going to still look at Meek funny due to the Diddy allegations that already surfaced? Maybe. Who knows? But as far as the back and forth, Meek actually started this. As someone of his status, he should never be on social media going back and forth with DJ Akademiks. Ever. Right now, there's rappers that can't even get a response from Jay-Z even if they made 100 songs about him. There's guys from Jay-Z's past all over YouTube calling him out for stuff that happened throughout the years, and they never get a response. When you at a certain level, it comes with a certain level of discipline as well, where you can't respond to just anybody. They're not even supposed to have that type of accessibility to you. You got some people who so fanned out, they purposely beef or say negative things to rappers just to get a response from them. Right? You gotta be disciplined. Now, there's two quotes that I always live by. The first one is, if you entertain a circus long enough, you become the clown. And the second one is, if a wise man argue with a fool, someone from a distance wouldn't be able to tell the difference. Now, I say that to say this, as someone of Meek Mill's status, if he wants to separate himself and be on a different level like he expresses oftenly, he have to operate on a different level. It's no way someone like Meek Mill should be arguing with bloggers or arguing with guys from the hood rapping, trying to get to the level that he's at. He's just tricking himself out his position. One thing I cannot stress anymore is the fact that as a rapper, it's hard to go back and forth with a blogger because the internet and social media space is their field. It's almost nothing you could say or do that can hurt them, whereas if the blogger got the right amount of information to expose you of whatever, they could damage your career as an artist more than you could damage them in their field. Especially someone like Akademiks who has a core following. Perfect example, right? Meek blocked him, and Ak still flipped it and made it content by saying, "No way, Meek blocked me. I out-tweeted Mr. Twitter Fingers." You see what I'm saying? What you have to realize is that content is like publicity. Whether it's good or bad, a blogger could capitalize off it if they do it correctly. So how could you have any type of wins with that? So your best bet would be leave it alone. Now, maybe I'm old school, right? But most importantly to me, when have it ever became cool for street guys to argue over the internet? And this is not no shot at Meek, because a lot of guys these days are doing that on the internet. I'm talking about in general. Maybe I'm old school, but I go by the same principles that I grew up on. And I think we gotten so far past reality and everything is so social media driven that some of us tend to forget the do's and don'ts of the world. It was never ever cool for the street guys to be on the internet in the first place, let alone arguing with bloggers, man. In fact, y'all remember when Meek used to say, "Oh, I ain't no internet dude." The Lights Out song, when he said most of these N-words is frauds. They not who they say they are. N-words do it for the internet. We ain't really into that. Right? And for the people that really think I'm bashing Meek or being biased, knock it off. Please. I'm also upset because I actually like Meek. You know? But how the hell can we defend him when he make us look foolish every time? Right is right, wrong is wrong. And Meek be doing, a little too much sometimes. All of this stemmed from Diddy allegations that was made by Rodney Jones, and here we are almost 3 weeks in, and we still haven't seen Meek address Rodney. But it is what it is, man. That's my take on it. Y'all jump in the comments, let me know what y'all think about this, and how do y'all feel about Meek when it comes to him and Philly, period. And no one's discrediting Meek for what he does or done for Philly, because he definitely has done a lot for Philly. We're not going to sit here and just try to take all that away from him. Despite all the social media bullcrap, let's be real. I don't think it's too many other people from Philly, maybe Will Smith, but even of him, I don't think it's too much people that actually did more than or as much as Meek for Philly. So shout out to him for that. But for all my Philly people that's actually here, man, y'all jump in the comments and let me know what y'all think about this. How do y'all feel about Meek, and how do y'all feel about just in general Meek and Philly? Do y'all feel that he benefits Philly or not? And if you feel he don't, let us know why. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell so you're notified every time we drop new content. And remember, as long as you keep on watching, I'm going to keep on dropping. And I'm out.